Good morning, everybody. Here to tinker and build designs from the major mech database that I have on one of my Mechwarrior apps into Mechwarrior 4. Uh, Most likely we're not going to fit all of them in because limit of weapons and space and certain things are going to be off, like for instance the clan SRMs. There are no clan SRMs, so we just do the straight up inner sphere variant. Unless it's streaks, then both sides get the clan streaks and you know, inner sphere and clan, because it only has one style. For instance, weapons. SRMs, streak SRMs. These don't lock, these do. There's no other variants, so we basically go with this. And as you can see, this is one of the designs. This is an Arctic Wolf A, which I was able to squeeze in and give some interesting lowdown to. With that said, yeah, let's start building. We left off, I believe, on the C's. I think I did a few. I think I did the Caesar. Yeah, I remember I did the Caesar. Carion A. Did I do that one? Luckily, these are all in alphabetical order. So, okay, I know I'm at least on the C. Oh yeah, I did the cataphract. I remember doing the cataphract. I did not get the catapult though. I finished off the cataphracts. So we're going to start off with the Jenners. And there's a catapult Jenny. Interesting. Let's see if I can put this in here. Luckily we have the catapult battle mech. I went ahead and put it in a K2 variant, which is off, but this is for my own. That's why it doesn't have the extra letters in front of it. Everything else will have the actual, what is it called? Abbreviation. The CPLT in front of it with the dash letter number signifying what design it is. I can't put PPCs in this thing. I really wish I could. That was one of my favorites in Mechwarrior Online. It's one of my first battle mechs in Mechwarrior Online. The first being the Raven 3L, and the second being the Catapult K2. I really liked my Raven too. Raven was amazing. I loved that machine. I got my Death Star title with that machine, which is the hardest achievement to get in Mechwarrior Online. Alright. So, let's see. We'll go with new. Oh, before I do that, hold on, I was going to look at one quick thing. Okay, yeah, I have 4, not 3. I kept thinking I had 3 slots in each arm. Let's see. So, we can do the catapult Jenny. So we'll go catapult. Just as Jenny, so we'll put Jenny. Create. Oop, I clicked on the one below it. There we are. So this one has jump jets, no beagle active probe. Its speed is around 64, so we'll try to get it close to 64. There we go. Take all these out, and it requires 4 SRM6s. Okay, and 4 medium lasers. It has 2 in the CT, but all weapons. So we're just going to fill it up with the ones we don't need. Yeah, 2 in the central torso, 1 in each side torso. So basically this is spot on. Armor? Well, since engine sizes can't be tweaked, armor is one of the things I will tweak last. But I will also add as much armor as I can to it because, you know, these people aren't dumb. They will want to. Whoop, that has reactive. We want Pharaoh. We want as much armor as possible because people aren't going to run out into a battle with absolutely nothing. And to balance tonnages, I will tend to remove armor from the head, then the back, then the legs. Because usually the armor on the legs is a bit more, especially for the assault mechs. They have like a few extra ticks. But I try to keep the central torso and the legs the same. Now note, if you lose one leg, you won't die. You'll just limp the whole time. So removing this to like this is still viable because you can still run around. The problem is you're trying to also defend your mobility because once your mobility is shot, you're going to use your target. So I try to avoid that. Back shots and headshots. The AI tends to torso twist a lot, so you can shoot them in the back a lot, but the headshots, I remove a lot more armor off the head, and I try to keep it at least within like 2 points of each other, if possible, or a little bit more on the back compared to head. You can get hit in the head, like let's say you take we'll say you take 8 Gauss rifles at the exact same time to the face. In this variant, you will have 1 hit point. So the very next hit that hits your head will kill you. But they have like a maximum, like you cannot be one shot in this game, which was a lot of fun because sometimes if you're running around in like Mech Online and you turn a corner and some guy just nails your cockpit with a pair of Gauss and you're just instantly killed and you didn't do anything, well, now you have to go back to the mech lab and wait. And so I really wish they had that factor in it. Like you have 1 hit point. Next time you get shot in the face, you're gone. I remember playing Faction Play in Mechwarrior Online once in my Hunchback uh, Gridiron, and I had a Gauss rifle, and I had a Warhawk, 85-ton Warhawk in my face, just brawling me. I turned, I shot him, I hit the cockpit, and I torso twisted to save my gun. He blew my arm off, and I torso twisted, shot him again, and I hit the exact same spot. It took his head clean out. And that's I think that's the only time I can remember, besides the Raven battle where I had 3 headshots, which was insane, uh, where I had multiple headshots back to back. Although when you're sniping somebody and you're standing still and you take a shot to the face and you stand there and you don't move and you take another shot, yeah, you're gonna die. But that's from the Raven battle. Sometimes remembering aim for the face is a good thing. Let's see. So I have tonnage left over. So we will give this ammo. And then I have 2 tons left. So we will add. I can't make it faster, so we'll add just a pair of extra heat sinks for those hot planets. We keep the camouflage just the none. That way we can change it up to whatever we want when we start to play. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Now we jump into the catapult. Yes. Oh, we got to do this. Very, very simple. Just if you're going to shoot everything, shoot everything. You have the heat sinks to deal with it. You have the extra ammunition. They are 6s and they'll go faster with 1 ton, but 2 tons should be efficient. And if you're in a fight long enough to the point where they haven't blown the arms off yet, I'd rather have the heat sinks for the lasers than anything else. Yeah, by the time you burn through all the ammunition, you should be pretty much gone. So we don't want to over ammo, have too much ammunition. Oh, nope, K, P, LT, dash A1. one of the very first ever built. This does not have Artemis, so I try to put mechs that have the Beagle active probe, because it says here the active probe increases sensor range and decreases missile lock time. The decreased missile lock time is what we're applying for the Artemis. You get better accuracy with the Artemis, but with this you have increased damage per second because you've taken less time to lock on. So I think that balances well. Plus, you know, having 1 ton per launcher is a bit much, so we'll add an extra heatsink per launcher to make up for that if tonnage allows. Go to this again. Go back to Pharaoh. And we just drop this down to the usual. There we go. And this one has jump jets. Lots of heat sinks. Lots of extra heat sinks. Went one too many over. Okay. 2 LRM-15s. Wow, this one is really undergoing. So since it only has missile weapons, we will give it lots of ammo because it's all you're firing and you never want to run out. It does have 5 heat sinks, so we'll add an extra 3 and just top out as much ammunition as possible. It does have 5 extra heat sinks, so yeah, this build is very lopsided. Oops. Oops, 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 oops. Yeah, it doesn't need Beagle. I'm thinking it needs Beagle. It does not have any of that. However, being, you know, super heat efficient, we'll just give it an advanced gyro. And this will help with the lock-on. Since you have one weapon that you have to be very steady with, I'm guessing it's really focused on making sure your mech is big and not big, but make sure your mech is the words elude me. Durable. Big hit points. Big pool of hit points. Left arm, right arm, and then fire everything. Alright, new mech. So that was the A1, now we're on the C1. Yeah, that first one was built, the A1, in 2563, so most likely a lot of that was prototype. So a lot of the tonnage goes into the launchers because they hadn't refined the launchers yet. This is the Catapult C1. This was built before the A1, but it's also really run down, so they would make it cheap because they basically want to sell like a cheap fire support mech. Okay, we got that. Oops. Here we are. Oh, I didn't click a button. I'm like, that was a little too fast. No. Yes. This one has 2 15s. The load they had for this build was a little odd, but it's fine. Medium lasers. Oh. I think I may have goofed on the previous design. We'll have to go back and check that. The fire support. Lots of heat sinks to make it nice and cool. Plus 2. And yeah, lots of ammo. Energy weapons, so we want to get in close. Extra heat sinks for this and that. Just put everything on this right here. Save. Let's go to the previous design real quick. Make sure I turn the jump jets off. No, I did not. This mech does not have jump jets. Yeah, Oh no, it does fit jump jets. I'm thinking completely backwards. Just ignore me, guys. Just completely ignore me. Okay, you can stop ignoring me now. Alright, new. Hey, Scarlet. Scarlet, my kitty cat, is here having the Butterbee. I don't think I can do Butterbee. Oh yeah, Butterbee is basically the first one I did, to Jenny. So we'll skip the Butterbee. There's a C1B variant, which just has case. This doesn't, we don't worry about case. C2, we did C2. Nope, that carries a pair of autocannons. It'll be 2x autocannons to be exact, so we can't do that one. C3, I'm pretty sure we can. Yeah, C3. Dash C3. This one has jump jets. And put the medium lasers in first. I like this setup. I like this setup a lot too. It's pretty nifty. These are protected. You lose just 25% per side torso. Very, very fun. This one carries an Arrow 4. I like putting this on the left arm because, well, you know what? We'll put this one on the right arm instead. Just as much ammo. Wow, that's a lot of ammo you can throw into this thing. That's crazy. I didn't realize you could put that much ammo in it. It's already 6 tons. I like putting it in a certain side torso depending on which way I'll be moving. So this is a fire support mech. So most people will rotate right on average. So when they're rotating on their right, they're coming on your left. So the first part of your mech they'll see is the left side of your battle mech. If you're not going to be pushing a lot, or be one of those I attack a lot, put it on the right. If you're going to be one of the people that wants to poke a lot and push and brawl around that right, put it on the right. Otherwise, if you want, you can put it on the left and be a counter flanker. If you're flanking, you can put it on the left and attack as you're counter rotating. But most of the time I try to keep it nice and balanced because if you remove half your mech, you lose the other half. Luckily in 4, you lose your right torso, you do not lose your right arm. Which I think is a fun additive. If you lose your right torso in Mechwarrior Online, you lose your right arm. I think that if you lose all your hit points in your right torso, you should lose like at least half your structure hit points in your arm before that arm falls off, because that structure is connected to your frame. But if they want to say the entirety of the side torso is gone, but you still have your back armor and stuff, yeah, back armor is still connected, but you lose your entire right arm. It's semantics. I like to think about, that'd be cool if they did this kind of stuff. We'll throw an advanced gyro because we have extra tonnage. And this has a long cooldown of 6.5 seconds. If you burn through this much ammo, I will be stunned. But this one has a lot of extra weight because, yeah, it's just the way the game is set up. But luckily, we're able to have a really cool battle mech that has a Artemis on it. Or Arrow 4, not Artemis. It starts with an A. Yes, my brain got that right at least. Next we have the Angry Play-Doh. Catapult C4. This one is cool. small lasers, basically for anti-pinker. And that's this build right here. Don't have to change anything. Put an extra ton of ammo because it requires it. And Pharaoh. There we go. So 2 tons. This reloads in 4 seconds. Divide this by 20. It's 60 shots. Yeah, 60 shots. Yeah. And 60 shots every 4 seconds. There's 15 shots in a minute if you're constantly firing. So 15, that's 4 minutes of concentrated fire. We could do better. Add an extra 12 shots to that, so you can go up to almost 5 minutes of continuous fire. And then you have small lasers to pepper them for the 1 1/4 or together 2.5 damage per spot. Good luck with that. There we go. Look how beautiful that machine looks. Firepower is pretty good. Doesn't have any additional heat sinks. That might be a problem, but this one generates that's 4.8, and these are barely 1. So if you can't heat sink off almost 5 heat in 4 seconds, you're doing something wrong. It could be a lava map. That'd be where you're doing it wrong. But this works. Is everything? Yep. Double check this time. Oh, there's a C variant. Interesting. So it would appear, let me just pull this up. This one here has the Beagle Active Probe. This variant here is actually the C4C variant. So we don't need to make this one since it's already in the game. So we'll go to the next one. Okay, this one works too. Like with the SRMs, this one, let's rename this one. C5. Okay, like SRMs with the streak and the regular, this one has ER mediums. ER mediums are not in the game for the inner sphere, so we just use the clan ones. 1 second, I'm getting a phone call, most likely from spam. Yay, spam messages. Alright, because everybody loves to be called by robots. So for ER mediums, we'll take all this out. They reach out a lot further than the inner sphere version would, but they also generate more heat. So it's fine. It's a good trade-off, and the games are pretty cool. Oh, cool. They put ads on a radio. Wow. I chose a live radio station, and it wants to be dumb. I might change the station here in a minute. I know a few stations on YouTube that have live music that just goes on 24 hours. No commercials. It's very, very nice. This one also has an arrow for. Last time we put it in the right arm, this time we put it in the left arm, just because let's have some different stuff. This one's going to require more heat sinks because those lasers run hot. Try to make it as close to that as possible. 75 shots. And this is the part where I like to destroy people with math. So I have 75 times 6.5. That's how many seconds. We'll divide that by 60. So that's going to be 8.125 minutes. So if I go with this, we'll do 60 times 6.5. That's how many seconds, and then we'll divide that by 60. So that's 6.5 minutes of firepower with 60 shots. Yeah, being a support mech, that's good. You'll sit back, and this is if you're firing it as soon as it's done reloading. That's not going to be always the case. So you add about maybe a quarter to half the reload time, depending on how long it takes you to lock on and whatnot. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be changing this because this music's starting to really not be cool. The first like 5 songs, bangers. Then it was just like, we're not going to deal with that. I don't want to listen to any like radio songs. I just want to listen to like some not dance music, but like some the music that comes to mind is like uh tropic beats and stuff. But I don't want it to be overly like that Jamaican feel. I don't want the whatever the Jamaicans use in that. I can't think of the name of that drum they use. It's really cool, but I don't want a lot of that. Some of that here and there. I want a nice beat to kind of be in the background. That's what I like. Alright, lots of heat sinks. Got movement profile. Save that and put that right there. Yeah, the Arrow 4 in this game's a lot of fun. I like the AoE variant because if you miss hitting the target, they still take a good amount of damage. It's 4 tons heavier, which I feel is I feel it's pretty balanced. It's same range, same. No, it's not the same reload time. No, it's 10 seconds. But the damage is a little bit more, comparatively speaking, by like 4 extra points, 4 extra tons. But yeah, it's you miss, you hit them anyways. It's pretty balanced. The long tom in this, that thing is a good steep learning curve on it, but it hits like a truck. That one, there's a long tom at. There we go. Yeah, the cooldown on this is a bit shorter, but the heat is what makes you have to stop shooting for a bit. And since you already have like 20 tons devoted to the long tom itself, it's like do I have ammunition or do I have opportunities to shoot that ammunition by having heat sinks? But I digress. Let's go get back to this. Yeah, that's it for this one. That was the C5. Yep. And there's the C5A. That probably has like Artemis built into it. Yeah. So I literally could do this same mech, but with a Beagle. Oh wait, this is different. This one's different. C5A. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one. New catapult dash C5A. It does have the Beagle. Do the armor first so we don't forget. 3, 5, Max. It would help if I max before I do all that. There we go. And take all that out. It requires a pair of LRM-15s with Artemis, so we have that. And we'll know we'll have extra ammo. And ER medium lasers. Cool. Take out the ones we're not going to need. I can squeeze in that, and then 8 heat sinks will probably almost be enough. Since your main damage dealer is your LRMs, this one you have to do a bit more on the balancing scale. Because if I didn't have this, I had this, it'd be a little more rapid fire, but that makes the rapid fire shoot faster with fewer heat sinks. So you get hotter faster, so you'll shoot less, so it balances out a bit. One heat sink ain't going to be a make or break for that. Over the DPS, you'll be dealing with the extra decreased, well, extra fire opportunities by decreased lock-on times. I'm having trouble with my words today. Don't mind me, guys and gals. Hopefully there's some girls out there that like Mechwarrior. That'd be kind of cool. My wife, she likes this a bit. She likes the Stormcrow. She likes how that one looks. And she's also said that she liked... There's another one she said she liked. She liked how the Viper looked a bit. But the machine stuff she's really not all into. I like giving her a character in like Battletech or Rogue Tech. I usually play the modded Rogue Tech version. And I'll put her in a Stormcrow. Once I pick one of those up, I'll look for her, get her character, and in the end game she's usually piloting a Warhawk because it looks similar to me. And it has a decent, similar damage profile like the Stormcrow, because you get like missile support and direct energy weapons with the Stormcrow, and you get the same thing with the Warhawk, except you have PPCs with an LRM backup. You get some autocannon builds in there. I like giving her armor through armor critical weapons, like hyper velocity autocannons, tandem SRMs, and rockets, that kind of stuff. Give her a good critical hit chance targeting computer. Oh, this one has plasma rifles. Can't do that. That kind of stuff. Rocket launchers, awesome, and a PPC for the H2. Can't do that one. Don't have rockets in this game. Be fun. Yeah, that's the K2s. A lot of the Ks, I don't think I'll be able to do many of the Ks. K variants have energy weapons. Yeah, and machine guns. But I'm still going through each one of these to see what I can put on here. Here's one. Here's one. It has a C3 slave, which we will apply the Beagle to, because, you know, if you're going to have equipment, give you whatever equipment we got. I really wish you had options to all of these instead of just some of them. That's one of the things I wish they changed in this, because all mechs should be given a anti-missile system option, or electronic sweep, or even a jump jet option. I get it, some mechs don't have jump jets or never will, but just having the option to be completely customizable would be awesome. Yeah, I think you have to go in and check yes or no, and then type in the tonnage for each one. Because I know the jump jets are different for each, and the advanced gyro is different for each weight class. Alright, let's do this. It's a K5 dash K5. And I don't get too many of these. So this is going to be fun. When I mean too many of these, mechs that have MRMs. See, I enjoy a good MRM boat. I have the Annihilator Mean Baby on Mechwarrior Online, and I call it my party bus because I gave it like Mighty Girl colors for its camo. It has like disco ball, um, 2 medium pulse. It has lights, like Christmas lights in the cockpit. It's very like, yeah, this is a party vibe. And it has a pair of medium lasers in the center torso and carries 4 MRM 30s. This one will carry 2. And being 30 MRMs, they kind of went lacquer on the ammunition for this one. But yeah. Oops, there we go. Drop that. That's a ton. 4 tons. Now what makes this thing crazy is these. So if we remove these, I'm heat efficient firing just those. If I'm firing, what am I doing? What am I doing? If I'm firing just my medium pulses, I'm cool. So by firing everything, I will start to heat up like crazy. Yeah, 6 heat, so that's 12 heat altogether. That's 4 heat sinks. So yeah, the heat sinks will be straining to cool these down a bit on those hot maps, just a little bit. And then when you start adding these in, you're gonna start piling on 2.5 heat per pulse so basically every second you're getting 5 heat. That's the difference. That's why it's in the yellow. 5 heat a second, and then 12 heat every other 5 seconds on top of the 5 heat. So you're getting 17 heat, boom, and then 5, 5, 5, 5. You can't cool 5 heat that rapidly if you're constantly on the trigger. So this one, you kind of have to be sparse with the lasers until you're completely out of MRM ammo, and then at that point, just go completely mad with the medium pulse lasers because that's all you've got, and you need to finish them off quickly. That was K5. K6 is 3086. Yeah, I don't have that stuff. Cool. There's a Catapult 2. However, this one is 70 tons. Oh, this one has a TSEMP cannon. Nope. And plasma rifles. Can't use plasma rifles. Here we go. Oh, now one of the tonnages I don't have in Mechwarrior 4, sadly, is 25 tons. If they had put a commando in the game, that would have fit that role. Because I have every tonnage except for the 25 ton bracket. So we cannot put in a cattle master, which would have been fun. It's an industrial mech. Yeah, these have like retractable blades and headlights now. Ooh, here's a cave lion. They have this was this no Angel ECM Advanced Tactical. No, can't use that one because we don't have ATMs. There's a Cazador. It's a 30 ton, 35 ton light mech. Interesting. So a 35 ton light mech needs a ballistic port. So what 35-ton mechs do we have? We have the Cougar, which I do believe has, I could put a LB-10 on. I ran a Cougar in an online match. Everybody on the other team had 100-ton assault mechs because they were running Gauss rifles and stuff. I ran a Cougar with a large laser and an LB-10, and I would run circles around them, and I would stay super close. So every time I blew up, I would detonate like and deal AoE damage. But I was such a nuisance being so low and around their feet. It was so much fun. We ended up winning that match, even though we were like 65 tons lighter than the enemy team, and I had like 7 kills and I died about 9 times. I didn't help the score, but I know I did enough damage and was such a nuisance that I pulled firepower off of larger targets to deal with something that was peppering them compared to other guys that were just hammering them. So yeah, it was great. We're gonna call this the Cazador. This one does not have jump jets. It does not have a Beagle. 2 pulse lasers, small, and an LBX 10. The speed is 84, so we'll get this down to, I'm sorry, 86.4. That's fine. Because I have to have, you know, some armor. Yeah, strip. Oh, I don't have room for the LB10 on this one. Which one had the LB10? It was Mechwarrior 4 Vengeance that had the 10. And they changed up mercenaries, that's right. So we remove this one. Because I specifically remember running an LB-10 in one arm and my laser in the other. Okay, so we'll look at what other 35-ton battle mechs we've got. Really hope we have this one, because this is a really fun little... Oh, Owens is 35, but doesn't have the ballistic port. The Raven, no. Wolfhound, no. Damn. Doesn't have any of these, so... Okay. 15-ton battle mechs? Oh, no, too small. Alright. I know you guys will be liking this, will like this next one. The Centurion. For the Centurion, it's an easy choice of what battle mech we're going to put this on. Same movement profile on average. CN 10-B. I have to type in the name. This one, that's right. Cool. I get 16 letters and spaces I can put in here, so I might have to change up some of the words. I have to make sure at least get the abbreviation and dashes in there. This, my brain can, or a brain can go and say, oh yeah, Centurion, if I take out the E. Yeah. Nope. Nope. 64. That's as slow as I can get it, so everybody enjoy the nice speed boost you'll be getting. So for this one, we're going to have an LB10. LB10. Here we go. I will put it in the left torso over the gun rack because the gun rack has X amount of hit points. This goes by what armor I have placed. A medium pulse and a medium laser. And an LRM-10 with Artemis. I don't have Artemis, so we'll go ECM so you get more shots off with the weapon. make up for not having the accuracy by giving you opportunities to shoot the weapon. Or I can go with the laser AMS. Means you get hit less, so you can shoot it more. No, we'll do the IFF jammer. The IFF jammer doesn't increase your firepower because it doesn't actually prevent them from seeing you. Just makes you look neutral. So they can still lock on you, but they can't. You just appear like neutral. That's the problem. I have 0.5, so I guess I'll take from here. There we go. Go a heatsink, and then 1 more ton for each. That way you can blast to your heart's content. You're heat neutral. Firing these two together, completely fine. The range, 300, 300, they pair nicely. You're good to go. This, 450, good. This is your long range. Yeah, good to go. Super simple. I will take this off and give an extra heat sink. Because that with the Artemis, you're fine. No, I think I was right the first time. Nor my brain thinking backwards. Okay, there we go. Let's go to the next one. The next one is a D variant. This one has a light PPC, which I do not have. The J variant. This one has jump jets. So, nope. W variant. Has a PPC. I can't fit that on here. Hold on. I'm looking at just this one. What about other 50-ton mechs? Let's see. The Hellhound, but it does not have a PPC spot. It only has like pairs. Hmm. Oh, Uziel, of course. And I can go back to the jump jet one. Can I do that one? Yes, I can. So we're back up one because I forgot this one has jump jets. So Centurion CN 10-J. See, no more letters to type in. Great. Jump jets, yay. Get it slow. There we go. Heat sinks off. Take out all the weapons. Now, go with that auto cannon 10. Right torso. Medium pulse laser, medium laser again. Kind of spread those out a bit. Because you don't want to lose one arm and lose all your weapons. Since it's those two are in the central torso, they're harder to knock out. So we'll say if you lose an arm, they just got a lucky hit on a weapon. Super easy. And max all this out. There we go. Has Artemis. This one has a Beagle. I might delete the other one and bring it down here. You get a little bit more speed off of this one, but it has better options. Oh, this is basically the one I just made, except it has jump jets. So we'll stick with this one. We won't remake that one. Artemis. Yeah, we'll go with Artemis. It's a 4-second cooldown, 4-second cooldown. 72 shots, 72 shots. Look at there. You have great ammunition. You'll run out of LRMs first because you're shooting that first. But this requires locks, and sometimes we won't have locks, so this will be shooting more frequently at closer range, so it'll balance out. Makes a lot of sense to me. Cool. That's a good design right there. For 50-ton mech? Yeah, that's a good design. Now we can do the W. Centurion. CN10-W. This one does not have jump jets. It's basically where we get all of this except missiles. 10 and an LB 10X autocated. They're liking their LB10. Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. I take that out. We gotta take this out. How dare I try to start things off like that? No, 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 no. Yeah, within 2 ticks. Yeah, perfect. The PPC. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Ammo. Thank you. PPC runs a little hotter, but we have that one extra heat sink. Oh, nope, we can't because we have to have the Beagle for the Artemis 10. Yes, 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 yes. The Artemis 10 does a lot more for the firepower reading. Yeah, that PPC is going to be nice at that nice long range. PPC, go there, right there. A 1-2 punch with support. That's good. One thing about Mechwarrior 4 is it's harder to do indirect fire because you have to lock on to targets by looking at them. So in a sense, everything has Artemis without the extra accuracy bonus to it. This makes it harder to lock on because you have to actually have the red crosshairs. The crosshairs have to light up red for you to start locking onto the target. You can't just have it in the box. New. Next. We have the O variant. This just has ER mediums. Okay, that's fine. This is this one is a drop down compared to the one we just did, but I'm putting them all in. So yeah, this is going to be a while. Oh, it's 11-O. This is going to take a while, but I don't care because I enjoy doing this, and this is what I have fun doing. I'm working on becoming an accountant, which this is something I will be doing all the time. It's just the mundane, tedious little stuff, which is all fine by me. 2 ER medium lasers. 1 LRM 10. And we'll have that LBX autocannon again. Left to right. We'll go with the right. This one will be one of those brawlers. Like, yeah, let's get up close and smash them kind of builds. No jump jets. We'll add extra ammunition. Oh, wow. That's all the ammunition you get for that. So being brawly, you'll be up close with that, and we'll give him an extra heat sink. Boop. There we go. So you get extra shots for the autocannon, max ammunition for the alarm 10. Cool. Ooh, it's the OA. That'll be put this one on there. Yeah, this one has a rotary, but it has an multi-missile launcher on it, an MML. Can't do that one. This one has a heavy PPC. These are all 3111 builds. So, yeah, plasma rifle. Oh, that just did that one. A shield, but again, multi-missile launcher. They like their most multi-missile launchers later on in the timeline. It's a very effective weapon. You can fire. Hello. I can do this one. Awesome, but not on this mech. They like their multi-missile launchers. It's very effective. You can fire SRMs, LRMs, that kind of thing. With only one launcher type. The launcher's a bit heavier and the numbers are a bit wonky, being like 3, 5, 7, 9. So the ammo counts can be off because they're fitted to fire even numbers. So when you get down to the last bit of ammo, your MML 7 might shoot 4 or less than 7. All right. This is going to be the Centurion CN11 dash. Oh, I gotta take out the space because this is a double O alpha, no, Omega Echo. Angel ECM with a C3 boost. So we'll do IFF Jammer and ECM for those two. That works perfectly. Get you down to your tonnage. This one requires a Gauss rifle. That's why I had to get this mech. This chassis. Extra ton of ammo. And a pair of medium ER lasers. Do one for each arm. Primary weapon is a Gauss rifle, so I'll give us lots more ammunition. Pair of heat sinks. And I guess we have all the ammunition in the world. So yeah, you won't run out of ammunition on this one. And a few extra heat sinks keeps this extra cool. 1 heat to burn off in an 8-second time, easily done. And 5 heat every 3 seconds. Yeah, 2 extra heat sinks will be more than enough. Oh, however, the speed is increased, so we can take out some tonnage for speed. It's 86, which is here. So we'll add the extra armor back. Yeah, it works. Oh, lots of ammo. I like having the primary weapon being the big punch, so we'll swap that out right there. Cool. Feels a little undergunned, but it's basically like a faster version of the Highlander. Not Highlander. Highlander has a 35-ton mech with a Gauss rifle built inside torso with some small lasers. It runs like 64, I think. 64 kph. And very little armor. And not as much ammunition as this build. These Centurion builds are kind of wonky though. If you ask me, autocannon 10. I will stick on this one. Centurion CN9-A. We do not require those. And back to being slow. La 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 la. There we go. Keep those. Yes. My cat's trying to get into cabinets again. He's such a nosy Rosie. Autocannon 10. That'll work. At least a heat sink. So cooldown on this. 3 seconds. Extra time. You can blast this all day. All day. That's a really good gun. Yeah, I was wondering why they didn't put an autocannon 2, which is sad. If it does have like a standard autocannon 2, I'm going to put in an ultra autocannon 2. It sucks they don't have the regular autocannons. I couldn't make the original blackjack. I think I put ultra autocannon 2s on there. But again, why would you put something very, very small punch on a big battle mech when you can make it ultra and have it fire down range? But again, that's me tweaking designs, which I'm trying not to tweak as much. I just want to put them in the game. All right. No, AH. Yep, this one will work. All right. I have this mech in Mechwarrior Online. CN9-Alpha Hotel. Don't require that. Don't require that. That drops. That drops. I wish I had like a medium laser built into it, but it wants one of these. Nope, forgot. Take all that off. Where's the other point? Oh, it's like... Yeah, just these two weapons, so ammunition is a must. Maxed out as much as I can get. Is that... I think I get more ammunition on this. Yeah, but... Yeah. This thing, for 18 damage for an AC 20 in this game, I thought was a bit underpowered for the tonnage you're using. The heat is a bit lower than other games, and the recycle time is a bit faster too. So you're dealing about the same DPS as you would in the newer games. All right, next one. Alpha Lima. This one's going to require the Uziel because it has mostly energy. Centurion CN9-Alpha Lima. No jump jets. Slow. Armor is... There we go. So this one's going to have a large laser, small laser, pair of mediums. I'll put a small laser on the other side. an LRM-10. Max out that ammo and max out that armor because I have that half ton that doesn't peel off right. Wow. So I can't put any extra in ammunition. I have 8 tons. This thing is so underpowered. What year was this made? 2915? How many heat sinks did they put in this thing? 16? Okay. How many do I have? 15. So that's 16 right there. The armor is 11 tons. So I have 10. We'll make it reflective or reactive? Once it's getting close, we'll make it reactive and max out the armor. Now we have 2 tons. So now we just... This is a brawly. Make it brawly. There we go. And since heat is not an issue at all, I'm just going to throw the small laser into the arm. Because you can fire it when it's off cooldown while the others are cooling down. So yeah, you're completely fine with that. Alright, that was a bit wonky. Alpha Romeo, interesting. Has a light PPC and heavy PPC. Nah, that's not gonna work. How about Delta? Yep, already did that one. Does it run faster? Actually, this one runs faster, so let's go ahead and make this one. Yeah, we'll put on this mech right here. Centurion CN9-D. Yep, Delta. No jump jets for you. Artemis has Artemis. There we go. It's a good call. It does run faster than 97 kph, so we have the boost. Here we go, 3 tons. LRM-10. LV-10. It's faster, so we'll give it the nice on both sides. Or right side, peak. Brawler, run up, brawl him, rotate right. Yeah. I'll add 1 more ton of ammunition to this, and we'll add a heat sink. Put the big punch in the main clicker. And heat sinks should only be 10 heat sinks. Yeah, it's only 10 heat sinks, but I'm not going to add an extra ton. We'll see for hot maps they have the extra heat sink on board. Alright, Delta 3. Same thing as that one. See, these things, they're like, oh yeah, we have a new design, but it's slightly different because it has case. Alright, this one has mask. We don't have mask. However, we can make the mech run faster by default by increasing the engine. Because I want to have options. Oh, I needed to take out the space. This is a Delta 3 Delta. Artemis? Nope, no Artemis. So it runs up to that speed. Now it can get up to 129.6, but we're not making it go that fast because this is as fast as we can make the mech I don't know why they didn't give me an extra green space. Usually you get 2 green, 2 yellow, 2 red, and then nothing. So that's 1, 2. Yeah, they skims me one engine boost on this. That's all good. It's a-okay. Because we are putting on this guy a light Gauss rifle. You're a sniper, get nice 2 tons of ammunition. Make sure your armor's good. The usual 9. Another M10. Yep, that's going to get you additional. Oh, can't add any more ammunition to that because we have a pair of medium lasers. Oh, nope, nope. 1 ER medium laser, so yes, we can make that. Cool. 1 ER, I thought it said 2 for a second. Nope. I was thinking of the previous design. Firepower, low. But the range, very good. You can start dealing damage way out. And from the distance, the speed to keep the distance, that is solid design. We'll swap these out. The 1 medium laser is nice when they run up on you. If it was a medium pulse laser, however, yeah, that'd be great. But then you're sacrificing that ton of ammo off the launchers or the rifle. Had you had 1 more ton to work with, you would be a beauty. Delta 4 Delta. The Delta 4 Delta is the exact same as this one, except it's an LRM-15 Artemis. And to get that to work, I would have no ammunition. But if you're only doing like a quick 1v1, I can see how this one would be a one to pick. So yeah, we'll put it in here. Has the Beagle active probe. Has the mask. 1 ER medium laser. 1 15. 1 light Gauss. But if you're dueling and you take a light Gauss to the fight, I can guess you don't want to get close to the guy because you know he's like gonna run like a hunchback with an autocannon 20, and you just want to outrun him and outrange him. Smart. Yes, completely viable. There we go. And we're gonna add that ton right there to that Gauss rifle because that's your main damage dealer. This does 12 damage as well, but an anti-missile system can negate that. You'll burn through that so much faster. Yeah, I could do that to give you extra ammunition, but no. It's a mask. You have mask. You went for speed. And this is a duel, so you're going to hammer them out anyways with the nice pinpoint 12 damage instead of splash. Yep. That one works. It's a good range dueler. Okay. This one's going to be a bit of a problem too. But it'll be okay. Make this more of a surprise. Unless you guys know what this one is. Delta 5. Yeah, because it needs the be faster than 95. It's 97. Plus I'm going to have extra tonnage anyways. This one carries a rack as its primary damage dealer. And it has mask, so that goes up anyways, which is good. Add 3 heat sinks, max this ammunition out. It has a lot of equipment, but this has hardly any equipment. This is a targeting computer. It's basically what it has. We'll just add it to heat sinks. Not much I can do for this one. If it had the enhanced optics, yeah, targeting computer right there. Because you can see more above and below from the zoom window, so you can get a better picture of how the mech is moving its legs when you're looking at its torso as it gets closer with the enhanced optics, unless it's super far out there. Yeah. Enhanced optics really help at long to medium range, especially if they're enhanced for the mid range. Let's see, what else we got here? I think that's it for this one here. One sec. Alright. That was the 5. This one, I'm not sure. Nope, this has a plasma rifle. There's a Delta Alpha. Delta Alpha's different, so we'll put that one in. CN dash Delta Alpha. Here's Artemis. It moves faster? Yeah, it moves faster. Dang. Alright. Take all those out. And this one has an autocannon 5. For the amount of rounds it has, it's 360 shots. That'll work. That means you get 6 minutes of constant fire. LRM-10 with Artemis. So that's another 2 tons, and then 2 standard medium lasers. I can't do anything else with this. I would say that went to armor, so we'll make it reactive armor. There we go. Because the Centurions come with a shield, gives them extra durability. So this one, having really crappy firepower, has to stay in the fight longer to deal as much damage, so we give it reactive. However, energy weapons will burn through it just as fast as standard armor. If you can keep the target rocking with that one autocannon 5, it should be viable. Centurion H. It says rockets. Can't do that one. Lin Yo Wang. has a hatchet, which is where some of the tonnage goes. I can't apply that to that. Plus, he's super slow anyways. I think that's the Solaris variant. Okay. I know some of y'all want the yin yin yo yin lo wang, if I can get my words out. So here you go. You got one I can put in here for you. CN9 dash. There we go. This one doesn't go fast at all. Its armor is maxed out to that. Take all this off. We give him he has 4 medium pulse lasers. So, or 3. We'll put 2 on this side and 1 on this side. Because the gun rack holds that, so everything on the right side gets torn up. You still got your left side good. Unless you want to be one-sided, which I think you will for this Centurion. So we'll make it one-sided for this particular build. There we go. Oh, for those heat sinks, let me drop that down. Yeah. There's no hatchet, but that's okay. Speed's good, ammunition's good. You want to stay off at range, fight from range, close in, and clean up. So you'll be doing like 3.75 damage per... Oop, nope, that's heat. That's 3.3 damage per... No, 6.6 per second. I forgot to double it. Gotta double it. Since this is a multi-fire, constantly keep down the main trigger. I don't know why they made a gun rack for this one. They should just put in left torso altogether. But it is what it is. Alright. Now can we get the 3? The third one. I doubt it, but we'll try. Okay. This one's going to be a very tight fit. Cool. Clear all that. Gauss rifle. Yeah, I can't. I need 1 more ton. I can strip the armor. It has light ferro at 9 tons. I have a half ton to present for that. No, I can't. The engine's too heavy. I can't get the engine any lighter. See, that's another issue. If it's like the Annihilator, that's going to be like 32 kph. It's extremely difficult to get the engine down that slow. and appropriate ammunition for the weapons and the energy weapons, the heat sink. So it's going to suffer in a certain portion. So this one, now I'll rename and try it differently for the next guy. If there is a next guy, these are all kind of the later versions. This one has rockets as well. Rockets. This one's going to have rockets too because it's the H variant. Yeah. Alright. Sorry, guy. I got you guys one Yin Lo Wang. The next one to pop up is a 25-ton mech, which I do not have 25-ton chassis. However, we have a Cerberus as a 95-ton assault mech. For this particular build, I'm going to have to employ the services of this guy. Cerberus. I did like Cerberus as a faction to fight in Mass Effect. It's an MR-M5. That's a weird. More letters? 2 more. Okay, cool. If I learn to swallow water right, I won't have a coughing fit. Leave you guys in the dark. Excuse me, guys. Alright. So for this one, it has a Gauss rifle. Anti-missile system. Good, we got that already. Speed 64. There we are. Alright. One Gauss rifle. One ER-PPC. Just the clan variant. Put the heatsink in to make it inner sphere variant. Helps with the cooling automatically. 2 machine guns. 6 pulse lasers. Okay, now the 2 machine guns. Do this route. Inner sphere machine guns. This is a machine gun array of 3. That's 2 tons right there. That's the 2 machine guns plus a ton of ammo. For firing 3 machine guns, not 2. So it's like a 150 rounds per machine gun. And that's everything. Armor-wise. Let's see, how much armor would this thing carry? 20.5 tons. Nope, that's the engine. 9.5 tons. And 15 heat sinks. So we're just going to leave this at 18.5 because we're getting 11 additional heat sinks. I could drop off half the armor, but by the time I get within range at this speed, it's not going to be worth it. I get a Gauss rifle and a PPC to fire at you at range. Some would say to pop an extra ton of ammunition. I need the heat sinks. I'm not going to get the extra ton of ammo because these will be dealing more damage than this wheel by the time it reloads. This is 6 times 1. That's 12 damage every second. 2 pops of this, that's more damage than 1 pop of the Gauss rifle. The heat sink will allow me to dispense heat so I can get that extra pop off on the medium lasers. With the machine gun, that gives me my opportunity to constantly deal damage point blank. So, machine gun array will have its own weapon spot, and the PPC will be here. PPC is 3 because you don't want to fire that off too often because of the heat spike. It says ER PPC. We have to put in the ER PPC. Because the heat difference is like 5 for an extra 2 damage. It does more damage at a much farther range. Well, not that much farther range, but still, it has longer recycle time, so you have more time to cool down, so it balances. Plus, the extra heat sink to weigh it as one of these for inner sphere was added to the heat sink total to mitigate that additional heat. So, yes, this definitely work. Save. Now, what's the next one? Awesome. Okay, this is basically the same build, except they take out the machine gun and they put in an improved C3 CPU. I'm not worried about that one. I don't have any electronic equipment to give this battle mech, so yeah, can't do that. All that'll do is, excuse me, all that'll do is allow me to apply 2 additional heat sinks. Okay. What about the 7K? Yes, we'll do this one. Because I can put this one together. Cerberus. Yeah, I still don't understand why they have MR for Cerberus. $7K. Create. Okay, so this one here will have a pair of Gauss rifles. This is primary damage dealer. And 4 X medium pulse lasers. Out of all the experimental tech, I have X pulse lasers in this game. Hello. Let's remove the heat sinks. This one gets a speed boost. Great. I need tonnage. It's left and right torsos, so we'll do this number. Excuse me. That water keeps fighting me. Apparently I want heat sinks. So those are dropping because I require heat sinks. If it's in the red, I'm going to try to push towards heat sinks over anything else. It does not have a laser AMS. So I can divvy out a little bit more on the armor. Yeah, that'll work. And give myself an extra pair of heat sinks. In this case, I will put the other Gauss rifle in the arm. Because the gun rack, even though it's higher up, you get the better above cover accuracy. That gun rack has a lot less hit points than that arm does. And for a 95-ton mech, you want the punch. You want to keep the punch. These you'll be firing all the time, so you want to keep those on one fire solution. There we go. And that's basically that. The Victor 2. Okay, machine guns, medium pulse, pair Gauss. Yeah, we'll do this one. This one just drops the X pulses to medium pulses and adds a machine gun. Also adds an anti-missile system, so it's going to be a bit worse in the heat, or about the same as the previous one. Victor 2. Okay. Laser anti-missile system. 3 tons for the engine, because we go fast. Excuse me. So 4 medium pulse lasers. Okay, this is 4, and the machine gun. I need the machine gun in the head. There we go. Better with the heat. Armor's good. The 4 medium pulse. It's actually better with the heat sinks. You don't get the oomph you do with the Gauss rifles though. And it's only 4, so that's 4.4. It's 8.8 every second. Excuse me. Let's see. 17. 8.8. So firing those twice gives you 17.6 in 2 seconds. This gives you 17, but it's also doubled. So in 4 seconds, so that's 8 shots of this is enough for 1 shot with these combined. Okay. And then you have the machine gun in there too. Machine gun. Machine gun will help if you get overheated, so yeah, we'll do this route right here. It'll be a bit more difficult to do it that way, so by pushing the fire key when you're ready. No, because you want the punch. If you're down to your machine gun, you're doing it wrong. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, Cerberus is one of those clan buster mechs they came out with to fight the clans. Or at least identified it as a clan buster. Cool. Yeah, save changes. Basically, I'm going to be doing like the exact same build, except minus the machine gun, which is completely fine. Who needs a machine gun? You can simplify it. Look at there. Look how efficient that is. Nope. There we go. Drop that. Armor. This time I'm going to add an extra pair on there because 6 heat sinks should be enough. It does have an anti-missile system. Because this would have went to the machine gun. These ensure you can sit back and fight. So this keeps you back with this design here. Let them come to you. However, I do wonder what machine gun added to it does. Okay. An extra 2 heat sinks makes it... Yeah. Excuse me. Huh. Do you want more range, or do you want to fight like you usually do in a Cerberus? It doesn't give you the machine gun, so if you want to run, but the heat sinks. I think I'm going to keep the heat sinks the same and just add it to the ammunition, because that just sounds like, you know, you want to have a pilot that wants to have both options. Yeah, this is a lot better. The sitting back at range is always fun. I enjoy sniping. Alright. Cestus. 65-ton battle mech. Pair PPCs. Pair large lasers. Pair medium lasers. So that's going to be 6, 10, I need 12 energy hard points. So 65-ton battle mech with that much would probably be this one. Oop, nope, TS. Dash 6X. Nope, nope, just good. That's 6, 7, 8. Nope, can't do this one. So let's see what I got. This is going to be a very difficult one. Catapult, definitely not. Ebon Jaguar, perhaps. Let's name change it here if we have enough for it. No, this one actually runs just like the Ebon Jag, except it's, or not the Ebon Jag, the Hellbringer. Okay, this one, excuse me, this one I don't think I'm going to have enough energy hard points in a 65-ton mech. Now for those 70 tons, I could throw it into the Nova Cat. But 65 tons, yeah, a shame. Can't do this one. So let's see about the next build. Okay. It's 4, 6, 7, 8. It's 10, but I need 3 of those Omni slots for a Gauss rifle. I don't have that. That's 3, and then the large laser, medium, medium. Nope, -1. Nope. I know I have enough room in that thing easily. No, I want that one. Problem with this one, same thing. This one is just like the Ebon Jag, except it swaps out a 2 missile slot for a 2 ballistic slot. So it's easy to keep these 2 straight. Now that I know that. Okay. And yeah, Catapult has no ballistic port. Nope, it That's not it. How about this one? Nope, more PPCs. I don't think we're going to be able to put this one together, guys. Hold on. Hold on. It's 20, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, I can do one. I can do one of them. I will put this on. Let's put this on the Ebonjag, which is the cauldron board. It's the clanner name. I like the clanner names over the inner sphere names because that's what they were originally called. That's why I like going with those. Alright. The Ebonjag will get the name Zistius-7 Alpha. It's slow. That's perfect. Yeah, that'll work. 2 points separating. Alright, 1 LB20 autocannon. And the build is an inner sphere tech, so we go with inner sphere ballistic. Thing is, do I want the medium pulse lasers here or the ER mediums? We'll go with the ER mediums first. Then we'll drop in the medium pulse lasers. Then the pair of streak fours. And this is why I went with this one, because missile racks get blown off easily. This one has separation on the streak fours. So go with extra ton on everything there, and maybe an extra ton on the LB. Armor is set, and heat sinks. This is a 6-second cooldown. This is definitely enough for a single fight, so I think the heat sink will prove more efficient since we have some medium pulse. The medium laser is going to be a ranged weapon mostly, because this thing is, you're getting your face and brawl. The speed, no. So to verify, 1 medium pulse, 1 ER medium, medium pulse, 1 ER medium, LB20, and 2 streak 4s. Yeah, good brawler, very good. The range difference is what really kills me here. Alright, select 4th weapon group, and that way we can go from 1 to 4 in your selected weapon group. So yeah, that works. I would have dropped the medium pulses for an extra pair of medium ERs and upped the launchers to 6s. That's me. That's me. Yeah, it's left torso, so yeah, it had enough room to do all that. And that's it for that. Then there's a 15-ton battle mech called the Chaffee. It's fun. It's an industrial mech. It has a searchlight, a pair of paramedic equipment, and an environmental ceiling. So yeah, it's meant to go into battlefields and save people. That is awesome. That is really cool. You don't see that too often. Okay, a chameleon. All right. I believe this had stealth armor. Nope, Is it standard armor? Was it like special equipment? Yeah. Okay, it's 50-ton battle mech. Large laser, medium, quartet of smalls, a pair of machine guns, and jump jets. Okay, so that's 6, 8. So I have the Hunchback and the Uziel. Uziel has 6 and the Hunchback has 4, so I can't make this one. The quartet of small lasers really kills me on that one. This one, small laser, 2 small lasers. That's 3, 4, 5, 7. Ah, 2 machine guns. Yeah, that's not going to work. And small lasers are killing me. Heavy PPC, nope. This one I might be able to do. It's in the timeline. Cool, that'll work. We have one we can do, at least. It does have jump jets, so we'll take the Uziel. Let's see, this one is a Chameleon. I don't know if I have enough room for the space, but we'll give it a shot. 7. W. Yeah, just enough space. Okay. Eyeballing it. I was like, I don't know. So we will make it go faster by 1. Get the armor where it needs to be. There we go. And it has 1 large laser, a medium pulse, and a medium laser. So medium laser and medium pulse. Jump jets, rest, heat sinks. Oh boy. Yeah. I guess rest go in the heat sinks because that's all I can do is just give it heat sinks. I can make it go faster with 2 tons, but yeah, just underpowered. That's what it has. That's all it has is 5, 6, 7, 8 tons of arsenal. Oh, armor. What kind of armor does it have? Standard. Just says standard. It is way over heat sinked. So we'll make sure it has that. We'll give it reflective armor. Because Chameleon, yeah, I think that works. Yeah, that works half and half. And it gets extra 3 heat sinks. So it put 5 more tons into armor to make it more durable. It has a ER large laser, a medium pulse, and a medium laser. It is not going to last long on the battlefield, but killing anything with standard armor, the reflective armor will help. Let me go blow my nose. Let me get to this real quick. New. Save. We'll do this because it's just the easiest way to do it. Oh, don't need to do that because these are the same range. Okay. Be right back. Smiley face. Alright, I have returned. And that was it for the Chameleon mech, I think. That was the 7W. Nope, there's still more. There's still more chances for this to improve itself. This one does, but I don't have the space. It's an ER large and 2 larges. It's good. It's really good, but I don't have the room. Uh, hello, 1, 2, 3. Nope, don't have there. Too many energy weapons. That X pulses in it too. That's a light PPC. Darn. A large laser would have been nice, but still too many energy hard points if it did. Okay, this is an early build. Yeah, no, still too many small lasers. And yep, basically the same, but it's added an ejection seat to the cockpit. Now we get the next mech, which is a really cool one from Mechwarrior 3, the Champion, a 60-ton battle mech, an array of different types of firepower. I could probably put this on. It's a 60-ton mech. Vulture, Argus. No, 70, 65. The Dragon. What do I got for the Dragon? Cause now I know I'll be able to put at least one champion to use based on this arm right here. Yeah, if it has more than 5 energy weapons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 pair of small pulse lasers. I could just combine those into one medium pulse to put it together, but again, that's a different mech, different heat profile, different range profile. You deal more damage at range, and you're supposed to. It doesn't work. Yeah, it has a missile slot, which is good because it usually has one missile, one ballistic. I think this chassis is going to be the best chance for a champion mech because there's enough energy hard points, I believe. Now, then ballistic. I could go with the Mad Dog. That gives me 6 Omni hard points. No, it gives me 2 Omni hard points in the CT and a little weapon pouch, and 6 energy hard points. I could put the C on that one. Hold on. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I could. Okay. Uh, we'll come back to this one. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go all the way down to the Mad Dog. Champion C. Speed 84. There we go. And take all the weapons out. Yeah. 2 Omni, 6 energy. So that's really cool. Each arm will have its own basic energy system. Medium pulse, small pulse. Check this out. Bet you they're like energy all together because I did all that crazy stuff. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Look at there. Ha. LB10X auto cannon. Boom. And one. Oh, I need Artemis. Do I have Artemis? No. But it's a Streak 6. Don't need Artemis. It'll fire just the same. So make sure I have... Which side is it on? Left or right? Left or right? Left side. Left side. Give it that extra ton of ammo. And it gets its own little heatsink. Armor. Yeah. Yeah, this thing is wonky with armor. 10 tons of armor. How much do I have? Yeah, I got lots of armor. I thought I was going to be out of armor. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. This is a very mech. This mech is hard to hit the cockpit. It's like basically near the top. If you're just shooting over the top of it, so it's pretty safe when it comes to hitting the cockpit up here. So you can usually take an extra point off the top and put it on the back, because the back armor is a little bit more important than the head armor. In Mechwarrior 4. Asterix in Mechwarrior 4. Yeah, that's... okay. This mech has very wonky ammunition setup. It needs an extra ton for that, but it has all this close range firepower. Let's make sure it has enough heat sinks to use that firepower. And as you can see, this mech is an all-around average mech. It doesn't excel at anything. In fact, I think the heat's a bit poorer than what it actually sets out to be. However, that LB-10X autocannon does generate a lot of damage for one heat. So, yeah, this is good. It's a good range, locks on. Anti-missile systems will be the bane of this because you'll basically burn through the ammunition in 30 shots. But if he's not dead after 30 shots, with also this in range, then you're fighting well above your weight class. The energy weapons, decent, short range. It's what makes the heat buildup so bad is the pulse weapons if you're constantly firing them. However, this would be a very difficult mech to fight with because you're constantly switching between various weapon systems. So we'll do that. This you want to make sure you're hitting with your offhand weapon all the time. But yeah, medium pulse is basically what you're going to be drilling them down with. Medium lasers from here and there. Small pulse. Yeah. I would have dropped the small pulse and just added them into the medium lasers to make 4 medium pulse and made the weapon systems a lot more manageable, which makes this mech a very average to poor mech. Hold on. I think I did this wrong. Yes, I did. It's that. Then we have, because it's clan weapons. This will make the weapon groups better because these match together. Yay! That improves the overall viability. If you're overheating, you switch to these. I don't like the fact that these are 1.5 tons. I'm more likely to just put in the small pulse here because they fire at the same rate. The damage is only a 0.1 damage difference, and the heat is like 0.2 higher for 50 more meters worth of range. The 50 meters, that can make a bit of a difference, but you're moderately fast. You're 60-ton heavy, which is a heavy medium, very heavy medium. So the speed you're going to be at is going to be kind of supportive. I dropped these for the regulars, for just the inner sphere ones. For lore wise, for tonnage wise, because that gives you an extra heatsink to actually make this more viable. Because these are going to heat you up quick. Or you can even put it toward ammunition. But I'm going to go with this because, yeah, this is a lot easier to manage. And you want the cooler laser to cool down on. And you can just close 50 meters. Usually the AI will close on you, or people try to get as close as they can half the time. Alright. It's the clan version. Now we're in the inner sphere versions. Let's go back to that dragon, shall we? Rename this one. One in. How many more letters I got? One more? Cool. The one salt. Not salt, sodium. Every time I see Na, I think of salt. Might be the same thing. I don't know. I'm having a brain fart at the moment. Brain's thinking backwards a little bit. Alright, so that's that. We'll put the small lasers in the, it's a CT small lasers, but we'll put those in this torso. The medium's in the left torso. And then there's an SRM-6. Give each one an extra ton of ammunition. Max out the armor. Bam. Make sure we're going fast enough. Yeah. And that's everything for this one. So let's get the armor straight and down. Nope. There we go. The cockpit on this one's a little high as well. I guess I can add 4 more heat sinks. You know what? I'll add just 2. Add more ammunition if I can. Because, yeah. Just put the small lasers with the Streak 6s because, yeah, it's over heat synced. How the energy weapons generate? Yeah, super easy. They have the same cooldown. Perfect. You'll be hitting them with lasers, and with this 100-meter difference if they're within range. No, if they are extra. Plus, you want to have the radical red, so yeah, if you're hitting them with the lasers, you'll most likely be hitting them with the missiles if they don't have AMS. Here's an updated version of the, and that basically just has Artemis. That one also has Artemis. Yeah. Okay, you got the N2. Awesome. It's the same thing. It's nothing different. Okay. I can't build this one. It's the Gauss rifle and ER PPC. I can do the Gauss rifle. I can't do a PPC. I just looked at that one. This is a lamb variant. So for this one, it's just now 3 medium lasers and an SRM-6. Now there's jump jets with the conversion equipment. No. It'd be very rare if I can put any lamb system or lamb battle mechs into this version. Okay, I can do this one. We'll do this. We'll do the dragon. Dragons. Dragon's fun because it actually fits better with how all the weapon systems compared to the small weapon pouch for the Mad Dog. So we will do dragon. Okay. Champion. CHP-2 in 2 November. It's really cool they put a heavy Gauss in this thing. I could have kept it there. I needed it there. So I'm getting an autocannon 10. Thank you. I'm getting a pair of small lasers. And a pair of medium lasers. And then an SRM-6. This one does not have Artemis, so it should have an extra heat sink compared to the previous design I put together. Speed on this thing goes up 1. The heat sink's right, and max out the armor. Extra ammunition. And then extra heat sink. Cool. Awesome. That was a quick one. Next is the 3 November. This one includes pair of large lasers, pair of small. This one adds 2 large lasers with the same equipment as the previous one. So it's inner sphere. I get 10 more tons. It changes the engine size. The engine tonnage is 9.5 tons compared to the one end, which is basically what it's running off of, which the engine size is 19. So yeah, it drops a half ton of armor as well. Yeah, it's not, I can't do that. It's all fun and games until it's an XL engine. Interesting. This will be fun. This will be very fun. Yes, we'll save the changes. Small lasers, we'll go with the SRMs again. Kind of want the bigger punch here. I didn't do that right with the previous one. But that's fine. We can always change it up on the battlefield. This one is the Champion CMP-3 Papa. CHP. What am I thinking? M. Alright. This one has a Streak 6. No. This one has an arc. That's fun. On top of that, it carries with it an Ultra Autocannon 10. That's going to get an extra ton of ammo because it double taps. Then it will have 4 medium lasers, ER version. That's it. That's the build. So we go with this. We drop that down to this. Make sure it's fast enough and it gets that one heatsink. Okay, 500, 400, 450. I'll drop a ton of ammo and add heatsink. Because, yeah. It's 36 shots. That's between 36 and 72, which is 48. Or is it 54? 54, I think. Yeah, 54. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the median between 36 and 72 when I could have just divided 108 by 2. An extra ton for the narc is good. It's mostly your support brawler, which is why I put this autocannon in the right arm, since you're going toward the right. The main weapon you'll be firing mostly is your autocannon. Then the medium lasers. Narc is good. Every 4 seconds, every 3 seconds. It's more rapid fire here than there. But this will shoot first and more often, and will get you less heat buildup at 0.75. These are going to kill you on the heat. You're going to generate 10 heat every time, every 3 seconds. 1 heat from a narc missile beacon, that should at least be dropped to 0.5. I think that's a bit much for a single launch of a non-damaging item. Or, yeah, item, because it's not even a weapon. It doesn't deal damage. Okay. It does have an improved C3 equipment, but I just have an IFF jammer. So I guess I'll do that since it's an improved CP3. But that gives me defense, and I don't have defense, so we'll keep it the same. Alright. Now, on to a fun, ever so loving battle mech. The Charger. This mech is hilariously messed up, which makes it awesome. Charger. CGR-1 Alpha 1. Any more? I got one more space. Cool. Cool. I will look at the Zeus here in a minute to see where the weapon points are for that and what I can do for speed. It's a charger, goes fast. This is going to have reactive armor maxed out and as fast as I can make it. Advanced gyro, keep it from rocking, and yeah, that's the mech right there. And the 0.4 is for cargo, because there's a variant that has cargo space. If you want to put a Virgin in, that's fine. That's as best I can do without just giving it all heat sinks. The advanced gyro just helps keep it steady as it's running at you like a mad machine. machine out of order. Let's look at the Zeus. See what the Zeus has for weapons again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could put it on this. Can I get it faster than 90? Nope. The weapon systems here are a lot more put together when it comes to being all over the place. It's more balanced. But yeah, this one's the... I can't believe you put this on a battle mech kind of thing. So we're going to make this chassis the next chassis. Charger, the next variant, not chassis. -1 alpha 5. Chargers max out the speed. We get a medium laser, a small laser, 2 SRM6, which is perfect for this build. And an autocannon 20. Look at there. 1, 2, 3. Make sure the armor's up to snuff. No, pack armor's better. Okay. We don't need heat sinks, so we'll just add more ammunition. However, I didn't put as much armor on it. But the other one is just 5 small lasers, so because it's 5 small lasers, he gets the extra armor buff. So he can actually survive and get there. This one's not fast. This one's actually slow. So I have 15 tons to put in here. I can put that, I can add the armor back in. I'd give it like super max armor. Yeah, that works right there. Yeah. And give it additional ammunition and a pair of heat sinks, I guess. Give it one more heat sink, and I'll give it an extra ton toward that big autocannon, because that's the big punch. These are just shoot at them and hopefully I hit them. The energy weapons aren't very good. But yeah, that's a charger. I like this one. I get to fool around and mess with... Oh, there we go. Put the laser there. Autocannon's the big punch. Actually, that's a better... That's much better. It has more range. Yeah, but these hit harder, and I'd rather shoot those and then have them tumble because they don't just explode or disappear at 250. They actually tumble in this one, so they will continue to tumble toward their target. 150. Yeah. I have extra heat sinks. I might as well just do that. That's the best I could do for that. That's 400. That's the main heat building weapon. But I have so many heat sinks. We'll do this. Because why not? If I hit you with the laser as you get blasted by an autocannon round, hey, that's more power. There's more damage behind it. Which is 2 damage, which makes this a full 20 damage. Yeah. The range on that is 400. The main range for an autocannon 20 for max damage is 360. At least in a lot of the loadout books I have and on Mechwarrior Online. Next, That was the 5. This one's a 9 on the end. Jump jets. Oh, cool. So we can try out the Victor. See if we can get the Charger CGR-1 Alpha 9 on a Charger. Which, there we go. Yeah, I can do it on this one. Jump jets. Requires 4 medium lasers. So we'll go lasers on one side, missiles on the other. So lasers on right side and left arm. And the missile launcher on the other side. All the ammunition I can carry. Good amount of armor. Oh, and a small laser. I almost missed down that small laser. I'm glad I had the space. Cool. In fact, I'm going to put that small laser right here because it's supposed to be torso mounted. And if I run out of ammunition, laughable. See, how long would I have to run out of ammunition? 20 rounds, so that divided by 2 that's 71 shots. 72 shots. 72. 72 shots every 4 seconds. 72 divided by 4 is 5, 10, 15. Damn it. 72 divided by 4. 18. Yeah, 18. 18 minutes? What? Okay, I think I'm doing my math wrong. So divide that by 20 is 72 shots times 4. Okay, divide by 60. 4.8 minutes of just shooting as soon as it's done reloading. So I times that by 0.15 is about 7, we'll say 7.5 to 8 minutes because of lock-on times and changing targets or the time delay between shots to cool down or whatever. Yeah. We'll put reactive armor on again. Bam. Because people like to punch in these things. Heat sinks. Wow. Advanced gyro. And then I guess just the rest are in heat sinks. Firepower is inflated because of heat sinks, but the alarm 20 with all that ammunition. Awesome. The jump jets for the mobility is great. And yeah. We're over heat sinked, putting the small laser in there with that. It's fine. It'll be a-okay. You have the heat. You have 10 heat sinks. For 0.85 more heat, you're fine. You're generating 6 heat when you fire the lasers. 6.85 will be fine. One, two, three, four, five, 6. You literally have 5 additional heat sinks. It's basically double heat sinked. You're good. Okay, off the calculator. Back to this. Alright, that was the 9. What about the 1L? It's a 3022 build. Inner sphere. Interesting. We'll just make it a Victor. CG2-1 Lima. And this one is fast. So, one large laser. I'll separate the mediums. Give it some. If it loses its right torso, it'll keep the right arm, so it'll keep at least a weapon. It goes super fast. It has reactive armor. Not in the build itself, but because this is all I can do to keep it. You know, from not being dumb. I don't need the half ton. I put that in there. Awesome, even better. I wish I could add more his speed, but 7 sinks will have to do. This thing is extremely undergunned. There's light mechs that have more firepower than this, but I doubt any light mechs that can have the survivability of this battle mech, because it's just this insane amount of hit points it has. He has more armor in the legs than CT. That is insane. The range, but the speed? It's an 80-ton charger. It's gonna sit out there. Oh, it's already in my face. Yeah, it'll smash. I gave it the reactive armor over reflective because there's missiles and ballistics that'll hit it, like missiles and light autocannons and stuff. It'll shrug it off. Plus, in the lore, a lot of times people would punch with these things. So the hardened armor to be able to take punches because they're used to fighting melee makes it up for the lore. So you get a little bit of a lore feel to the battle mech as well. Oh wow, okay. This one has everything when it comes to equipment. So we will use a vector for this one. I will actually put this one together. Charger 1, let's see, charge dash 1x1. It does not have jump jets, but it has ECM, and it has a laser aim. What am I doing? I need speed. This is fast. This one's fast. It's actually technically fast enough, but I need to put tonnage somewhere. So let's put the weapons in before I run all my ammunition or all my tonnage out. This thing is crazy dumb. It has this. It has one of these. It also has a tag. We don't have tag, so I put in flares. Because flares are hilarious. You're tagging the target so they can see the target where it is with missiles. There's nothing in the game they can correlate. It's an older game. So I hit it with a flare so you can say, look at my target. I have tagged it. It's 1 ton, tags 1 ton. It fits. It's nice. I enjoy it. You can visibility up for 1,000 meters or 1 click. And if you miss, you tag the wrong spot. It burns for 15 seconds. Most tag lasts for 7 to 8 seconds. So yeah, but it's great. Played a match where the only thing you could use were flares. and I think machine guns and flamethrowers. And that was crazy. I took all flares because I'm like, I'm just gonna blind everybody. And it was just chaos, absolute chaos. I was having so much fun. Let's see, this says tag, big electric probe, angel ECM, a chaff pod, 2 laser AMSs, a C3 boost slave, a mask, and a medium X pulse laser, and one of those. So yeah, now the heat on this thing is crazy. It's actually, yeah, it'll actually work to the point where I don't have the crazy armor on this thing. But yeah, that'll work. I like it. I could drop the advanced gyro, but again, with the mask and the other stuff, that just helps it stop from being shaking and whatnot, I guess. It also reduces knockdown. So yeah, that would definitely work. But that's just funny. Good range, nice pepper from medium range, and a hilarious flare launcher to tag targets from super far away. Doesn't do any damage. The tag doesn't do any damage. The only problem is it generates 2 heat. So you end up with maybe an extra heat sink. No, we're fine. This, you're not going to use this too much, or you can lay off the flare. You have plenty of ammunition, and you're heat efficient. You're fine. You can lay off this. This is 5-second cooldown, so by the time you shoot this, you're sitting on this the whole time. You're fine, especially with 12 heat sinks. Everything's good. All right, still on the charger. Oh, this one has rockets though. Can't do rockets. What about the 3K? This one's doable. Yes, safe. Oh no, what are we ever gonna do here? This. In fact, I'll just throw that right there. That'd be funny. You're just throwing flares. You have 300 shots. You're good. You just lay off the medium pulse for a second to cool down. You'll be okay. Alright, this one's the charger. CGR dash 3K. This one's going to have jump jets. And this one's fast. Yep, there we go. It goes this fast. 4 medium pulse and an Artemis 20 LRM 20. Okay, so just put on LRM 20. Medium pulse. Don't want them there. There's 4. And I have the jump jets. Jump jets. Cool. 9 tons. That'll go towards heat sinks. This one is not built to punch, so it doesn't get the heavy armor. It goes 86.4. It's 87. That works. Save. Still fast. Still potent. And I want them in the arms, because if I lose that, I still have my energy weapons. Outstanding. The KR has light PVC. Can't do it. The Charger C. This one's enters for tech. It's the same as this one, except minus a pulse laser for C3 slave. I ain't worried about it. Oh, I didn't add additional ammunition. What am I doing? It needs at least 2 tons of ammunition. At the least. Cool. I almost foobarred that one, didn't I? Alright. KMZ? Interesting. The Jihad. In the Jihad era, usually get light PPCs, multi-missile launchers. 0 Alpha 5. Here we go. This one's fun. Okay. Jump jets? No jump jets. Okay. But this will work perfectly. Charger. For those that want a proper assault mech and still want to run a charger, the SA5 is for you. The Victor for this game is just crazy. You do not want to be fighting Victors in this game. So you get 3 medium lasers. ERs? Yeah, ER medium lasers. So put those in the arm. They're all fixed, so we'll put them in each little spot then. It makes the build a little more. I try to put them in the same spot, but mostly it's not going to vibe with other weapons because like the Gauss rifle will be in this side, and if you have room to put all the weapons here and you put them where they're supposed to be, but the Gauss rifle makes it unbalanced, it just doesn't work. So I try not to lean toward that. In this case, however, I can put them in a very nice assortment. Streaks? Streaks. So we'll go down and do this. And for the last weapon, nope, not that one. As you can see with how this is set up. I like the medium laser spread. This is supposed to be the right torso. Like there's nothing in the right arm. So the right arm is just nothing. And the streaks are all both in here. And the lasers are spread throughout all this. So yeah, we'll go with the we'll go with this. This feels good. This mech does not go fast, but it has mask. So because it has mask, I get it to half of the speed between 64 and 86. You get heat sinks now. Make sure you're all green. And then 4 more tons. I could go with an additional heat sink. Yeah, additional heat sink. And additional ton of ammo across the board. Because you're 80 tons, you're going to be in the fight for a long time. Your armor's great. And I feel this fits very, very well. Yeah, this fits very well. Okay. That's the one you want to fight if you like your traditional setups. There is the Challenger battle mech that has slow speed, 4 large lasers, and a medium laser. However, I don't have an 80 ton that has 9 energy hard points. Wait, I do. What am I talking about? I'm thinking 60 ton mech. I can make the Challenger on the Awesome. I was thinking my 60 ton variants. charger CGR SB. Create. No jump jets, just lasers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one medium laser. I wish I could put it in the head. But if we're going to be right pushing or left pushing? Put it right. Because if they're pushing us, we're good. If we're pushing them, we're better. Armor. Max out the armor. It's 54 is the speed. Nope. Get you slower, as slow as I can get it. So that means you get lots of heat sinks. That works. Look there. Yeah, it's all or nothing. I don't care. It is, I don't care. Now, for those that do, left burn, right burn. Left side, right side. Yeah, that works perfectly. The AI won't all shoot 4 at you. Makes you feel safer. Alright, now we're on a battle mech that we have in the game. Chimera. Chimera. The Chimera. You know what? We'll just end up figuring what this we got here. Jump jets, yes. MRM 20, yes. ER large laser, medium laser, no. Although this is not have the ER variants, we will put the ER variants in for it. The tonnage goes to the heatsink. Yes. And because it is the primary version, I might have to make it slower. We just use the abbreviation. Not primary variant, the primary chassis is what it is, so you don't need to say it twice. 97, perfect. 97.2 is slightly slower, but heatsink is required. For this, the machine gun will go here, medium laser will go here. However, that and that match. So we'll just leave it as it is. The lasers are instant, where the missiles take time to travel, and those don't home in, so you have to lead. So you're not going to want to pair them up. Alright, next one. I've always seen this mech as a mech that was very meager. It's a 40-ton medium, and 40-ton mediums usually suffer unless you're actually doing a fire support or a light sniper support. The only other variant you want would be something that's fast and snipey from range, like a large laser cicada. Something they can get in and out. Other than that, it's 40-ton mechs are very hard to kind of put together because they're at that point where they're a little too slow to be a really good scout mech. You want them to be on the flanks, really messing with people. Oh, this one has a snub nose and a sword. This thing with a sword. No wonder it's a Chimera. Oh, interesting. The same build on a C. Difference is it's just Intersphere tech. There's nothing. Oh, they add a C3 slave unit to it. That's it? Just the one? Do they drop the machine gun though? I think they dropped the machine gun. Yeah, they dropped the machine gun in that variant. Okay, so we just do that variant then. CMA-C. It's basically this. I can go 1, 2, and add more ammunition because this thing doesn't run too hot. It does a lot of damage, but you're basically just, like I said, firing at range. There we go. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, wait, it's reflective armor. No, we need the standard armor. We don't want reflective armor. Let's go to this. Okay, where's the mech I just put in there? Hold on, I might have found a bug. Oh, no, it's a C. Never mind. I'm thinking backwards. I think that was a bug. So I did the C. Okay, there's something wrong. Like you won't see one of the variants. I'll have to put in a variant that's a blank variant that it's the very top of the list to push the rest of the list down so we can see that top mech that's not being shown to counter the bug. Okay. Okay. This will be good because this one will get an extra heatsink, which will make it look a little bit better. Though that's 12 shots. I'm going to take that out and actually add the ammunition. Because if you're going to have a machine gun to get in close, you're going to want to use this a lot more. That really kind of sucks. But it's all good. Yeah, I never really cared for this mech. But speaking of cicadas, we're not leaving this mech yet. Because what other 40-ton battle? I have the Arctic Wolf, which is also 40 tons. And I think that's all the other 40-ton mechs I have. So, yeah. So this can be a cicada. The bane of summer. Besides the crippling heat waves we get here and there. There isn't that. The armor is regular. Strip all that, and it's this, this, and this. Yeah, that's the firepower for a 40-ton cicada because they prioritize speed over everything else. There's advanced gyro, so it doesn't get knocked around. A few heat sinks. Reflective, I guess. And then I basically have this nonsense. Yeah, that's cicada. Never overheat. It's all there. I could do the Arctic Wolf just to see if it'd be any better. I'll go ahead and save what I got here. Speed is 112 on this one. So if I did just a cicada build, how fast could I get this thing up running? Yeah, I can get this up much closer. I'd still have to make it reflective just to dump some of the speed. And then, yeah, I think it'd be a lot better on this chassis. Plus the weapons are spread out, so if I lose one arm, I'm not completely screwed. Restore. So we'll go back to the and see with the Chimera. It's just not worth it. Okay, so we're to remove this particular one. Yes, we want to remove this one because we have a better chassis, turns out. Cicada, CDA, nope, no. CDA dash 1A, 2A, 38. You're fast, you can be flanking, so you can be probably attacking the right. Reflective. Bam! Super speed. And then 7 heat sinks to never overheat. Nope. No! Yeah. Cool. Let's do a repeat. Because my fast, clicky mouse hand is just... eh. Create. No. Cancel. So it's still there? No. I click. Oh, yeah. Oh, the weapon systems aren't changed. Cool. Yeah. Ba-da-da. Reflective, because leading the target with ballistics or missile weapons would be a little bit more difficult. And although it's all hit registration on this, so if you click the mouse button when you fire the ballistics, it's pretty much instant. Missile weapons, however, are not. So you can evade those a little easier. Energy weapons uh, are, you click and they hit there because of speed of light. So reflective armor will make this mech last a lot longer. Actually give it some viability to actually be selected to play in the game, because if you're only going to be dealing 5.5 damage every 3 seconds, it's nah. Well, the recycling time will make that half. So half of that is 0.6 added to that because of DPS per second. But yeah, you're just meh. And if I'm thinking out loud, doing my math all wrong, that's because my brain is going much faster than my tongue can move. So I do apologize if I'm getting my math wrong. And hopefully it's not annoying you guys. To be, or not to be. This one is doable. This one is, yes I will, yes. This one will be put on this mech. And the Cicada. CDA-2 Bravo. This one will hold the weapon system for going right, and flamethrower. I'm tempted to put this flamethrower in because the tonnage works better. There's no difference between the two except for price. And the speed makes it flat 7. So, yeah. That's fine. I really wish these were one spot instead of two, but for game mechanics. Flamethrowers are fun though. 40. Now this one I cannot do on this build. However, thanks to a certain monster of a build, we can. Cicada. So 3 Charlie. This one carries with it War Crime Machine, known as a PVC. It has a pair of machine guns, so a pair of machine guns. In fact, it has so much extra tonnage, I will give it the extra tonnage there. Go ahead and correctly do that, and it's going to have extra tonnage left over. And we'll give it extra ammunition, because why not? We'll say that big circle there is just for cargo. However, I could probably bleed off like a full ton of armor. There we go. And add a heatsink. Makes it 0. Fair enough. This mech is sniping anyways with the PPC. You don't want to get close. The machine guns are only there for when your arm gets ripped off and you have your other arm going, oh, okay, I guess this is time for us to close the entire distance. I have to close 700 meters onto my target before I can start dealing damage again. The heatsink will help keep you cool on those hot planets. So I really wish I could add an extra speed tick. That would be great. Because it's a little slower than what it's supposed to be. Again, they should have made that workable on this battle mech. You just got to just right there. Because, yeah, that, meh, not worth it. Okay. Yeah, save that. Okay. Now we're on the 3F. This one I cannot do because it adds a pair of medium lasers and an ERPPC. So that one's no go. This one I cannot do because I don't believe the Arctic Wolf has jump jets. Nope. Now we're on a 3M. This is an autocannon variant. Yay. Guess what? I can do this one. Thanks to Omnipod technology. Cicada. No! Cicada. Gotta capitalize it. It's a big bug. 3 Montana. Or Mike. It's Mike. Yeah. So we are Inner Tech. Medium lasers. That arm. Small laser this arm. Oh! Nasty. Small pulse. Speed. Ugh. Ugh. This is right. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this because yeah. Ugh. If that was a small laser, it would so work much better, but I have to strip armor off just to make it go. correctly. It's 3M's great, but it's 3M's just like I swear Davian made this. I need my autocannon fix. I need my autocannons. Yeah. Okay. Um, there's a 3 mic alpha that uses a snub nose. It swaps out the autocannon for snub nose and probably some heat sinks and a little bit of armor. Okay. And it has a heavy PPC. That's not going to work. For alpha, as a re-engineered laser and variable speed lasers, I don't have those at all. That's it for the cicadas. And we're sticking with the 40-ton battle mech chassis and moving on to the Clint. Now, this one's going to have very few because I doubt I can. I mean, I probably put them on the. Yeah, this one will work. Yeah, I can get this one to work. Cool. Let's get that pulse laser all the way over here. Because why are we going to be using a small pulse laser? I would have just put in an additional medium laser. Same tonnage, but let's make this range bracket just ridiculous. Alright. Clint. For all you Eastwood fans out there. Wow, this one's just all dashes and stuff. So I'm glad it has a very short name. Otherwise we won't be able to put it in there as much. Okay. This one is a little slow, but it's medium. It's medium speed. Auto 10. Ensure ammunition. Speed is good. Armor. Armor. Okay, so basically just put it into weapons, and I'll give it a heatsink to ensure that it's good. Could I put more ammunition in on board? Nope, so that works perfectly. No extra systems, just a medium laser and an autocannon. This was built, note, in 2607, very early. So it's not going to have all the bells and whistles. It's quite fast. It only has 4.5 tons of armor. But again, it is very early on build, so its autocannon is probably massive, and they're trying to work it to something smaller. Because it's probably like a prototype autocannon. Alright, next one. Okay, this is a bit of a downgrade, I guess, but we are putting it in because we can. This one is going to build 2 of those. And what do you think the downgrade is? Oh, they had an extra laser. It's an old mech. I guess the autocannon? Yep, you guessed correctly. And I have 8 tons to put somewhere. So because this mech is horrible at the firepower, I mean that's 2 for 6 damage. Once inside 300 meters, it is 2 damage. And it's super far off. Not super far, but 750. But yeah, it's every second I can pop those off. So that's 6 minutes of consistent concentrated firepower. Good suppression support mech. Really awesome. Anything runs up on it has an extra, it triples its firepower on anything that tries to get up in its face. I guess I will put reflective armor on this thing since it is semi-fast. And 4 heat sinks because it needs to stay cool while it does its thing. Otherwise, I'd put more ammunition on board. Or maybe a LRM launcher. Oh! Oh, no, 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 no. I have to cancel this one. Because this thing has jump jets. And I didn't read the entire list. I saw autocannon and went, oh my god, why? Dash 2 dash 3 Tango. Jump jets, there we go. It can downgrade its engine to be the same speed. And the weapons are basically in the same spots. So it's very little to anything. And it already has reflective armor. Difference is, it's only going to have 2 heatsinks because it put jump jets on. There we go. Click to your heart's content. Okay, 5, jump jets, okay. As you can tell, none of this is scripted. This is just me having fun. This one's different, but confusing. No. This one's a 3U. Requires PPC. I don't have the space. Along with 2 medium lasers? No, I'm not going to be able to do it. Plasma rifle would be nice if they had those in Mechwarrior 4. Light autocannon 5? No. I think I already looked at that one. Yep. There we go. Okay. This one is an LB5X autocannon. I can put the standard autocannon in because it has 2X pulse lasers in with jump jets. So this one's going to be fun. I'll make a slight adjustment because it's going to be firing solid slugs the whole time. So yeah, this works. Because I want more mechs that have X pulse lasers. It also has laser reflective armor, which this thing already has. So this really just adds up very nicely. 3 dash 4 Tango. Slow it down. Slow it down, baby. Alright. So we'll get the 2X pulse lasers, and then we'll get the autocannon 5. That's it. That's it. Very little autocannon ammunition, and then you have this right here. The reflective armor is really what chews it up. It has case 2 as well. Probably because the LB5 is lighter? LB weapons are lighter. Oh, they are. They are a ton lighter. But that's where the case 2 comes in for the ammunition. But it's in the arm, so you're okay. In this build, it's in the right arm. Left torso, center torso, yeah. And we'll keep it just like this, because left arm, right arm, and the clicks. Nice. Almost done with this version. Nope. Not enough energy slots. Oof. And the last of the Clint models. Not enough energy slots. 2 ER large, 2 mediums, and an ER small. Yeah, nice energy build for 3069 build for it. But there weren't that many Clint's built and lasted a long. I mean, in the lore, they had like up to 250 at one point before they were actually uh, decided to be put back into manufacturing. Mostly because of the clans. They brought the Clint 2Cs, which is the next chassis build. So we're going to go to the Arctic Wolf. This has jump jets though. So I have to do this build. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Clint 2C. So we're just going to go IIC. And this one's a fun mech. I like this because you get those and then 2 of these. Very simple, fast. And it's slower, a little slower. All right, armor, just standard armor. Let's see what we got here. Just 4 tons. I can't put 4 more tons of ammo. Well, we'll go with that. Infinite ammo. Infinite ammunition. Okay, that's a 2C. All right. We'll get down to the Colossus. That's right before the Commando. So I know I can't do the Commando, so we'll bypass the Commando. Probably do the one right after the Commando. Now, let's see what we got for the 2C. 2. Nope, I can't do that one. It has improved jump jets. 8 of them. That's crazy. There's a Leia version of this one, but it has a re-engineered laser and stuff. Alright, now we're getting out of the 40-ton battle mechs. Slightly. We're up to 45. With the Cobra. So, with this battle mech, I can put this one on the Shadow Cat. Because I have the Shadow Cat that's 45 tons. I thought I had another 45-ton mech. No, just the Shadow Cat, from what I can tell. Okay. The Shadow Cat's great because they give you jump jets, they give you Beagle, they give you laser AMS. This mech is a workhorse. It is great. It can go fast. It can go slow. The only thing about this is I have to keep it at a certain tonnage of speed because it starts doing the quarters. And I can make it that fast, which is perfect for this one. But it's if I want to go any slower, it's no. I have to either be this fast, this fast, this fast. They only give me a few options. So this one is 2 medium lasers. So we'll go medium laser here, medium laser here to spread the weapons out so they don't get knocked off with one shot. And a pair of LRM-15s. We don't need very many heat sinks. They're not Artemist. Armor standard. Well, it's actually ferrofibrous. Ferrofibrous. So we can go 1, 2, 1, 2. I know the armor needs to be I guess that's what we'll have to do. It's a fire support mech, so we give it as much fire support possibilities as we can. if I add another medium laser, it really starts cutting into that. So, a pair of heat sinks for hot maps. That is more than enough ammunition because you're doing 30 shots. Each launcher has 960 for each. So it's 15 out of 960. So 90 shots is just 10 more, or let's say 90 shots is 6, but 900 would be 60. So that's 64 shots every 4 seconds. So you have lots of ammunition. The heat sinks are definitely warranted. Your primary launcher is going to be your fire sport. So this is what it's going to be like. Oh, did I just save over the Beowulf? Did I just save over the... Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, Beowulf 12. Let's rename this one to this because I can't believe I did that. I could have sworn no, I switched to it. I didn't. Okay. All good. Just rename it Cobra CBR-02. Shadowcat. Shadowcat. Beowulf BEO-12, I believe. Okay. Type it in here. Beowulf 12. Is a mask. Large pulse laser, 2 medium lasers, tag. Has a tag. Alright, so we get rid of that. We get that. It's 96, but we're going to move it to here because it has mask. And we want the in-between. Okay. So, jump jets check. Large pulse laser. It's the right arm, so we'll make sure we put that in the right arm. 2 ER medium lasers in the left arm. So, make sure we put those over here. Because this one I can actually make 2, but then there's the tag. So I swear the flare should be 1, just a flare, but it's okay. Yeah, that should be Beagle, mask, jump jets. It's a large pulse. I put the clan one. That's why I had 786. Start. Okay. It should be cooler as well because there's less heat building, but there's also less heat sinks to boot. Hi Scarlet, are you okay? Oh. She jumped up here and she kind of bonked her head a little bit. She's a good little girl. Okay. She's my battle buddy. She likes to hang out when I'm playing video games. It's all white Turkish Angora. Short-haired Turkish Angora. Come on. Come on. Well, come on. She's like 11. At this 10 or 11 years old right now. So she's a little... She can get a little mouthy. She's a little old lady. But who's a good girl? And she's figuring it out. Wiggling her tail. Trying to figure out where to sit, how to sit. There we go. There we go, Scarlet. She's very smart. She knows her name. She comes when she's called. She's a very great cat to have. Oh, put me back at the top of the list. So I have to scan all the way back down to the C's. And then to the Commando. There's Commando. So Cobra. There's only 2 Cobras. And there's some Colossus coming up next. Alright, so this will be Beowulf. I kind of want to put that extra laser in the torso to kind of spread out the firepower. But this is how it's built. Just the tag is in the head, but there's no head spot. But yeah. You know what? We're gonna have fun. So we're gonna do that. Looks wonky, I don't care. That'll work. It's a little bit higher mounted on that laser. It's farther from where the point is, so I guess to have them separated so you have an extra weapon in case the arm gets blown off, you still have different convergent points and have a chance to have it hit the wall and stuff. But yeah, I guess that'll work. Plus, if you're looking to the right and want to throw your arm to the right, you're only going to have half the firepower to do so. So your fire arc is less as well, because you can do that in this game too. So yeah, it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. You have less firepower on the farther arc, but if you lose that fire arc, you still have some firepower. So it works. Alright, and we do the Cobra 3. Cobra 3? Oop, nope. Cobra 3. What do you got? Oh, basically Artemis. So, yeah, new Cobra CBR-03. Create. It's basically this. It's all it is. What? Oh, forgot the jump jets. I'm like, no, I can put more on here. Nope, give me that. Gimme. See? Oh, it's not ER mediums, is it? Yeah, it is. They are ER medium lasers. Okay. It's going to run a little hotter, but you're not going to be firing the lasers because you'll be too busy firing your LRMs. So when they start getting close is when you start hitting them with the medium lasers. So with a little bit of fire control, you should be okay. And keep the same amount of ammunition as the previous one. The only difference is the ER mediums aren't regulars. And you get the Artemis, so you have the Beagle. Otherwise, the heatsink will be very, very efficient. But that helps with the lock-on for your primary weapons, so you'll deal more damage. Because these weapons here are just... they're just there to... So as the first one, your primary weapon is the 115s. Nice. Okay. Next up, the 95-ton Colossus. large pulse, medium pulse, and then an autocannon 20. Okay. It also has jump jets. Templar's 85 tons. 85, 90, 90, 85. Highlander's 90. A gladiator is 95, but gladiator is also known as an executioner. So let's see if this one is. No. Yeah, this has jump jets. Cool. Perfect. 95 tons. Look at this. It already has most of what the Colossus Papa 3 has. Except that's ultra autocannon. It is a autocannon. Oh, I can put it in the torso. I'm going to put it in the arm. I have large pulse. Large pulse. Large pulse. It's a medium pulse. I need you to go slower. Nope. I need 2 tons here, please. Thank you. Medium pulse. Yeah. See, this is just... The armor is default really good. Like, really good. Yeah, put on the back over the head. Yeah. This one, the head is pretty out there, so we'll put it on the head instead. That goes against the doctrine that I've been doing, though, so we'll just do this instead. 54, 57 is good. So it's 3 over the speed, or for 2 more heat sinks, I can go 3 under the speed, but I would recommend the speed to keep it going to close, because it has that autocannon 20 with 20 shots. The large pulse, that's your primary weapon, but you're going to be running hot. 10 heat sinks are not going to clear this. If I had 6 more heat sinks, yeah, that would definitely be a lot better. With slower, that would definitely get me to where I'm more comfortable with. But it is what it is. It's the Colossus, so it's just having fire discipline. Let's rename this one to the Colossus. CL dash Papa. Can I put it in there? Yeah, I still have 2 more letters. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, forget half the time. This is an executioner because I'm used to seeing it as an executioner, not the gladiator. Hold on. Did they have a typo? Oh, they had a typo in the game, so... Or in the wiki, they have a typo. They missed putting in the S. Yep. Colossus. Dash 4S. The 4S. I should be able to put this one in. Oh. Oh. It has small shields. We'll see how much tonnage that has left over. Yeah, this one is just nasty, and I don't appreciate this one at all. We're going to make this one slightly different compared to the previous one. We're going to do that. We're going to put the autocannon here, and then we're going to throw in those over here. That seems a bit better. There's shields in each arm, so I'm guessing that's where the ton of armor comes in. Yeah, close I can get it. And definitely get that extra heat sink because you're gonna need it. God, you're gonna need it. Saving the ton on the autocannon was nice. The autocannon's hotter though. Ah, just ever so slightly hotter. But the recycle time is longer. So, in a sense, this generates less heat while dealing 10 more damage. I didn't realize that deals 10 more damage. That's just mean. That is very, very mean. Okay. Well, the extra heatsink is nice, but getting pulse lasers that are hotter, they're better range. Better. However, just these, that is doable. That is doable. And I do believe we see what we get here. Yeah, cooldown weapon right here. You can fire these and still cool down. Could I put it on as a... Yeah. Yeah, you're fine. You're completely fine. Okay, so it's just a matter of managing your weapon fire. Cool. Very, very good. Very, very good. Your cooldown weapons. We'll do this. That'll work. Question. This is 350 and these are 400. Oh, dude. There we go. That's what we're doing. You see that right there? With just these, you're still heat neutral. So with the weapon groups, you can go and do this number. And if you just want to fire the autocannon, you can just fire the autocannon. Because that, just firing this by itself, it will really help you recycle that heat. Firing just these will help you. You're generating 5.2 heat. Yeah, and that's under a second it'll recycle. So you're going to be dealing a quarter of 5.2, which is 1.3. So it's 6.5 heat generated in a second compared to 2. And then it recycles time. So yeah, you're good. You're totally fine. Oh no. One of my little fiddling items fell down. I have a little wax ball. I have little stones. I have a crystal, stress ball. I have Battletech minis. Just different things to fiddle with while I'm here. I try not to fiddle with my minis because I don't want to accidentally like break an arm off, but they're fun to look at. So if I'm like not moving the mouse for a second, I'm probably like thinking and looking at one of my BattleTech minis. No, they're not painted. No, I don't have paints. I would like to paint them, but I one of those people like I like to change the camos all the time on my battle mechs, yeah, on the games and stuff. So it's like, once I paint them, that's how they're going to be. And I'm not very good at painting, so at least minis. Colossus. I could do this one. This one's gonna be a great uh, battle mech to play in like a multiplayer because you have very hard hitting weapons. Let me show you guys. So we take all this out, and this one's gonna be great because it's all Intersphere tech. However, you get Gauss rifle and PVCs. You can also drop these down a bit because I require 2 ER mediums. I do like the extra ton of ammunition if I can have it. Because it is your primary damage dealer. And it's nice and cool. These hit hard. Fire them together, you can get really hot really fast. Because that right there is 22 heat. Just instantly. 6-second cooldown, 8-second cooldown. These are going to be your damages. Now, if I don't have the medium lasers on board, and I fire all of this, I'm good. But those hot minerals are going to be a problem. Let me do this. Nope, there we go. Just makes it faster and easier. So that's your basic build right there. This one's good. This one's really good. So I've saved this. So if I have right here on the damage meter, if I go with this route instead and add the 2 heat sinks just under the E, just under the E. So you're still the same. You still do the same damage, except you get better range. You get a much better range. You deal more damage, but the cooldown is worse. And you end up doing almost less damage because the cooldown. The extra 2 seconds help bleed off that extra, what is it, 5 heat? So you're generating 32 heat compared to 22. For 2 more damage and extra range. It's, yeah, the 2 extra heat sinks really have to be applied to it. You're still paying the same tonnage. The price tag is just, if you need to kill something in the first shot, like a tank, if this isn't going to kill the tank in one hit, but this will, worth it. These, if you can get them a little closer, definitely worth the PPCs in this variant of the game. You can dump these out downrange very efficiently. It's just that tonnage. If you just want one ER PPC and a bunch of ballistics, that heat buildup ain't gonna hurt too much. Yeah, you're good. But just this, the 2 PPCs and a ballistic, yeah. That's it for that. So now we got a bunch of commandos, like a lot. And then we get to the Conjurer. And I like the Conjurer. So I think I'm going to call it here because this has been going on for a bit. Thanks for joining and listening and getting some cool ideas. Do share any ideas you have in the comments and whatever. And keep it nice, friendly, positive. Uh, Unless it's like a negative for like, oh, well, that's just too hot. It's not going to work. That's that's okay. Uh, but you guys all know. You guys all know what to do. I'm overthinking right now. Don't mind me. Do you have a wonderful day and be kind to each other and take care.